Howdy, y'all. It's Cody from the Keeper's Nerdum. How you doing? I am joined by my friend Blaine.
Hello.
And we're going to be ranking actually the big overall locations of Elden Ring. And we have one bonus one we want to talk at the end. Well, I guess two sides of that. The mines and the catacombs, we don't really have a image for them necessarily because it's hard to represent, but at least want to talk about them and if we had to rank them and talk about those. So don't forget mines and catacombs.
Got it.
Okay. So we're going to go through every major place in Elden Ring and rank it. Each of us will get one override vote for the whole thing if we need to. I think we'll be decently close to each other, actually. So I'm not too worried about it. There's one or two that I have questions about, and maybe it just hit me in a very different way than Blaine.
Skill issue.
I just realized they missed Mistwood in the rankings.
The what?
Mistwood. The part of Limgrave that's the wood, the forest. Anyway, let's talk about that one first.
Just like that's still like Limgrave, though.
It probably is, but it's its own separate location, and you very much feel separated from the area because it becomes the entrance then to Nokron.
Yeah.
So
there's not much there's like one useful thing that happens there, and it's part of Blade's quest. And you're like, "Hey, doggy!"
Well,
doggy.
there's also the guy that you find standing up on ruins that he goes to Kenneth Height.
Oh, the random dude that I didn't pay attention to.
Yeah, and he takes like a little castle.
I'm supposed to be special.
Yeah, he does things. So just as an example, we can use Mistwood. Like, where would you put Mistwood as a location in the game?
Design-wise, I enjoyed it. I think it would be roughly B tier, maybe A tier.
Okay.
But usefulness-wise, it's kind of iffy.
Yeah.
I can't remember any items that were like super useful there.
No, there's not a whole lot of items-wise that you feel like, yes, I really need this thing.
Because
so that area is just, it's a forest, but it's a deep, dark forest with the big bears. And
to be honest, and
different.
The blade part about that quest, you can skip that. You don't have to do that part. So if you went through that entire game without going there, you'd be fine.
Right.
But it's a cool little area just to go into and get jump scared by a bear that's tackling you.
Absolutely. So let's start. You know what? Let's start with Limgrave first. Limgrave being everything, including the forest to an extent, but not the Weeping Peninsula underneath it. What would you rank Limgrave?
So if we're going off of what we first saw it, I'd put that in S tier because for the first opening of any Soulsborne game that I've ever played, it's probably the most beautiful. The first opening, just being able to open the door and seeing a person, to be honest, like just seeing someone.
Creepy person.
Yeah, weird, but a person.
Yes.
And just seeing everything.
So do you think that the tree sentinel that you first meet right out the door should change your ranking at all, or does it really impact?
I think it's a good idea. Because Dark Souls 3 is what I first started on. And they put you into a boss right there.
Yeah.
Just right there.
Yeah.
And it's not like, are you really that good? Or is it going to be a skill issue and you're going to have to leave?
Right.
But the good thing about it is you can leave.
Yeah, there is nothing keeping you there. It's true.
Because the best thing to do is go get a horse. You're supposed to fight it on a horse for a horse battle.
Makes it so much easier. So much easier. You wonder if that tree sentinel's out there to fight Agheel, the dragon that's on the lake.
Makes sense.
I would think it's almost like out there hunting for it because he's very far away from Lindell.
Because it could be guarding the merchant that's there. Just merchant paid him. Just like, oh yeah, hey,
I need you.
Stay
here.
Protect me from in between me and the weird blood dude that's over there.
Right. So, yeah, I agree. Limgrave is a great starting area. It introduces you to so much and also just gets you the idea you can leave these areas and go around them. And
that's why I like it. It's open world.
Yeah.
It's different, but
it's good.
Good different.
It's good. And it has a boatman.
Go. I think it has two.
No, the next one is in...
it's just one?
Up by Raya Lucaria. The, what's that whole place called?
Watery place.
It's the water place. What's it called? Do we even have it on there?
Somewhere, though. I bet it's on there. Caria Manor, right? No?
No. I can't remember the name of it. It may not be on here somehow. Look it up really quickly. What is it? Just the it's the water right after Limgrave. Anyway, so we also then have the Weeping Peninsula, which is just south of Limgrave and is part of Limgrave in essence. This is always the place I go to cut my teeth in the game, just to experience things and also get the Sword of Swords. But Liurnia of the Lakes.
Is that on there?
I don't think it is. That's funny. There's so many.
Lower.
I don't think it is. No.
Huh.
It's not. It's funny when you start to think like there's more than what's on here. Even
I like that place.
I know
because there's a lot there.
Yeah, we'll talk about Liurnia. Weeping Peninsula is very much the same as Limgrave.
I feel like it's less.
Well, it is. It's smaller, but I'm saying
no, not like that. I meant like less in how. So Limgrave is very special.
Yes,
but Weeping Peninsula is just like there.
Well, if you pay attention to the things that are going on there, you've got up in the northeast of that, you've got the gravity spell people and a catacomb. In the northwest, you have a catacomb and also a church, and then the queen of the demi-humans.
Oh, yeah, weird person.
Yep, and then you have a minor Erd tree in the middle area. You have the actual mini castle dungeon down below. I think that's the
first place you can actually meet one of the giant turtle walking building places. Yes,
you can. It's another intro place in a way. And man, it's hard because I want to almost say it's S tier too, because I always love going down there just to get to the Sword of Swords fight.
Sword of Swords.
The sword that's literally swords welded together.
Oh, but that's
in the
not
back
that place.
Of the castle. That's part of Weeping Peninsula. That's the castle back there.
That's Stormville. No, I thought there was a castle.
No, Weeping Peninsula is where you have the little castle.
No, I know that. I thought that it was a named place. Sorry, I was thinking.
No, it's not.
Okay,
so it's part of Weeping.
Okay. I like that place because it's the.
You good with an S tier?
I'd put it in A tier because I don't think it's as good as Limgrave.
Okay.
But I think it's really.
I think that's fair. I think it's fair. It doesn't have as many bosses, but you do get to. You also get introduced even in Limgrave to a night horseman. You can run around and find them. So now
don't have a boat person.
That's true.
No boatman.
So no boatman. Roundtable hold. We'll go there now for a moment. Your basically base of operations for your upgrades. Your
everything.
Yeah, all the things that you probably need in general for some basic stuff is there for getting upgrades for some even basic buying.
You also start a lot of or you can start a lot of quest lines there.
Yes, or follow through with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel about it?
I like it.
Okay.
It's very useful.
Yes.
In terms of design wise.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just not very poppy compared to like the rest of Elden Ring.
I agree in that because it's dark.
Yeah, it's just dark.
It bothers me.
Enclosed.
Yeah.
And there's you can go down into that little area, fight some wizard dude, but
yeah, that's the best part of the area in a way. Just because it's open and you feel a little bit more open, but once you fight him and get the stuff down there, you never go down there again.
Yeah, there's
nothing there. So it's. Are you okay with a B tier?
I'd put it in B tier.
I just don't. It's not that it's bad. It's just kind of there.
It just feels like compared to all the other. It's hard to say, but all the other Souls games.
Yeah,
they're open. The starting area or base of operations, other than like Dark Souls 3, but even then, that one feels more. There's a lot there.
Right. Yeah. Roundtable hold. It's funny. Dark Souls 3's place is really enclosed but they're damp and weird. That's just it. This has more to it as far as design. There's books and there's tables and there's everything's interesting.
There's people there and there's a little there's the dung eater.
Yeah,
that you just kind of in.
After a while you go, I've got to go back here only to run to this room to talk to,
or I have to go buy this,
right? And that's it. You only go there for certain things.
She loves me.
Or to let her assassinate D. So,
it's not my fault.
Yeah. I had that happen just last night, actually, and it was funny to see it again, because she's like, yeah, let it be a warning to y'all. Peace out. And she just does like a T-pose and disappears. You're like, what was that? I forgot about how she did it. It was funny. So real quick, let's do Liurnia of the Lakes. So the next area after Stormvale Castle that you can get to without going through Stormvale if you want.
Because I like that place. Because that is the... is Ronnie's Rise on here?
Larnie's Rise would be a part of that then.
Okay.
It would be Korea Manor.
It would be Korea
Manor. It's behind Korea Manor.
Because it has the giant that the crafting giant.
That's true.
He's there.
He is.
It has one of my favorite NPCs, the guy that sells crabs or whatever it is.
Oh, the guy at the just shack randomly, yeah. Sells prawns or whatever.
Yeah, prawns. Prawn man. Love that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, what he sells is good. It's a good buff. But there's also the blood dude. There's a little blood palace. It's where you first meet the weird gray frog alien looking things.
Oh, Albinaurics.
Yeah.
I personally don't. Like, it's not that I hate the place, but I don't enjoy it for one reason, is that so much of it I have to skip.
Yeah.
In the sense of, you don't just stop to fight the lobsters. Because it's not worth it. There's nothing that you really truly gain. Except for...
I started learning how to do the stupid horse cheese for the lobsters. Where you just hit the dismount button when they shoot at you.
Right.
So you don't get hit.
Right.
Because it's just... They're there. They're not helpful. It's like a poison swamp.
And that's the point. It's like, why slow down and fight them? The answer is, there's not a good answer.
The really only good part about that place is not even the lake part. It's the outsides of it.
Right.
Because there's the fire people. Like,
yes.
I like them. It's really cool. There's Pope Turtle. Got a little Pope Turtle.
That's true.
There's the thing that's next to him, which is the thing that if you kill someone, they come back. Which...
Oh, the absolutions.
Yeah.
So that's a funny thing. Like, inside of the Liurnia of the Lakes, we also have, like, the Pot Village, and we have the...
the Pot Village is there?
Yeah. It's on the outside edge.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's right next to the tower that you can put the hourglass in to switch it upside down. And that's the thing. Like, some of the things contained within are really cool, but the area itself, I'd honestly put it as C tier because, as you just put it, the Liurnia, the lake itself, is not a place you want to go to. So anyway, we won't have it up here because obviously we don't have a picture for it for some reason, but we realized like it's missing. And so C tier I think would be for that.
It's just boring almost.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there's a lot of like quest stuff to do there, but
you're just running through it to get to other places most of the time.
And the only thing that you really want to try and do there is get half of the secret medallion. Because you have to go up into the little thing.
The Albinaurics area.
Hit a pot.
Yeah.
And
that he's hiding as. Yeah. Stormvale Castle. The big dungeon for the beginning of the game. I am personally always enjoyed it. Every time I play through it, there's everything about it just screams fun,
I always
crazy,
feel like I
insane.
find something new there every time I play.
It's massive, and it's in a good way.
It reminds me of Dark Souls 1 a lot, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because it all connects. It's all there.
One whole area of Dark Souls 1.
Small, but it's huge at the same time.
Yeah, it's massive.
One thing that when I first played is the stupid birds with the explosive things.
Yeah.
Was not expecting that.
Yeah, they're frustrating, but at the same time, you go, okay, I have to deal with these in this certain way or else I get trashed.
There's 500 birds.
And it feels like a castle that's falling apart, but also has some parts that are still maintained. And it looks really cool. And just the things you'll find, like in the kitchen, all of a sudden there's the random thing that defeats you at the very beginning of the game in the starting area.
Oh, yeah.
The 6-arm thing. And you're like, why is this in the kitchen? But it's super random and interesting.
That's also where you get one of your first whetstone blades.
Yes. So there's so many interesting little layers to it. I personally, I think it's an S tier place.
I put it in A or S tier. Either way.
Yeah. So
I'd be fine with either.
Let's do S tier for now.
I just think it's a good place because it brings back Dark Souls 1.
Right.
It really makes me think of it.
Absolutely. So this is that interesting piece of... Okay, could you look up real quickly, what's the difference of Siofra Aqueduct versus Siofra River? I just can't remember because I think Siofra River is the first intro to this place that's down below that you can get to actually decently early if you want, but it's not really worth going into at times. Because I think Siofra River is the... No, because Ainsel River is the one with the bugs. Siofra River is...
Multiple of them have bugs. because there's some have bugs, some don't.
Yeah. So what's Siofra River? I'm just trying to make sure we label some of these because some of them you run through them and you don't think about their name as often.
Okay, so Siofra River is the entire place. Siofra Aqueduct is a small part of it.
And what's it lead to? Is that to Nokron?
I don't think so.
What's it take us to?
Okay, so Siofra River has sub-locations called Nokron, Siofra Aqueduct. So
really we're talking about two separate things in this, but Siofra River in part includes Necron, but we won't include it all. But at least the Hollow Grounds, you said. It's where you can fight the deer. Basically, is what we're talking about.
Yeah, the Hollowhorn Grounds.
Yeah,
there's that.
So these are some of my favorite places in the game, just for the aesthetics, but not necessarily the enemies.
Enemies kind of suck there,
especially the lightning bolt little things that you find there, and then you fight them way later.
Things. There's a way, but
you don't. You just let them shoot their thing off 3 times, and then you just leave them alone. They disappear.
Really?
Yeah,
because there should be a way to kill them as well.
There may be. I don't know.
I don't remember what it is. It might have been.
I always just ran after a while because I knew once they fired their 3 things that they were done and they were gone, and it's game over and I win. But the one thing about the Siofra River and so many other places here, they have those stupid clay men that take like 7 hits with most things because they're just really tough, but they don't they're slow. Clay men. They're always like miners, but even slower.
Oh, the weird, the weird wannabe miner people.
Yeah.
Those things.
So
they're just there.
I think in a way this is like A tier to me, and we can put Siofra Aqueduct as well as an A tier, just because of location. But
one thing I like about the bull enemies is when you're hit by them.
Yeah.
The huge arrows that you're just kind of walking around with that are like stuck inside you. Just like, this is the size of me. Why am I able to walk?
How am I still alive?
Because there's a lot of stuff there. Yeah. I enjoy it.
So let's talk about Nokron as well, because eventually you get up to the top section, and Nokron is your big destination for Ronnie's quest. And you're on rooftops. It's not really a big area, but it's connected with this Siofra.
It's where a lot of the Mimic Tier stuff is.
Yes, and you get the Mimic Tier Ashes Snow.
Mm-hmm. It's somewhere in the Sofia River.
How do we get down there? Oh, that's because at first you're like running through the top parts of Nokron.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I always really enjoy Nokron.
I do as well. I like the fact of jumping from rooftops and whatnot.
Yeah.
And the enemies there.
Yeah. We good with what?
I'd put an A or S tier.
I'm gonna say I think it's an S tier pretty easily, as far as just
because I enjoy. A lot of people hate them, but the giant ball enemy, it just rolls at you.
Oh yeah. It's just there. It's good. It's really good. It's a fun thing. Korea Manor. So Ronnie's home before you get to Ronnie's rest and her towers.
Place with the hands.
Yeah. Do I ever have fond memories of it? Actually, no. I hate fighting the hands because they're just frustrating. But it's such an interesting area.
The weird thing for me is I never had a problem fighting with hands.
Yeah.
Because usually the weapons I use have fire.
Yeah, and then they go crazy.
So they just die.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean I like them.
Yeah. I don't know how to rate this one because I like it, but I hate it.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with that.
I'd put it in B tier, maybe C tier even. It just doesn't
it
feels memorable, just not for a good reason.
Yeah, because I always go, I really want to go through there because I have to get to Ronnie, and the boss fight's cool, but I have to go through there and deal with the hands of Nasty and get the Sword of Night and Flame too.
Yeah,
just get that cool thing.
It's just cool to have it, but I don't want to use it.
So Ainsel River, if memory serves, is the bug area, the giant ants.
I hated that place.
Here's the thing.
There's nothing there.
I hate it too. The rewards are not good. It's frustrating. Except for the Wing of Estelle might come from that spot. I think it might. Or it's the other spot that you come around to go to Noxtalla. I think it's from Noxtalla you can actually get to the top and get that. So anyway. So Ainsel River, it's it's frustrating, but yet the ants are different in a way, and you see them occasionally in the game. But this is like ants.
This is the ant home, like the ant colony. I still don't even like it. Like I find it not fun. I put it in D tier.
D tier, dang. All right.
Okay. There's nothing there for loot wise. It's not aesthetically pleasing to me. Right. It's just a cave with a bunch of annoying bigger dogs. It's just a bunch of annoying bigger dogs.
Well, I happened to go in there way later than I should have because I forgot how to get there. And when I finally found it, I mean, I was so powerful comparatively. I just went whack, and sometimes it one shot the ants. And it was like, oh, that was.
And then there's the flying ones too.
That's true. Yeah. So we got that. Rune-strewn precipice is the secret way up to the Altus Plateau without using the lift. And I use it about every time now because I just like getting all the stuff out of it.
I like the magma worm fight there.
Right.
I also like the invasion fight that you can do.
Remember.
It's the big goat armor.
Okay. Dude. Huh. Yeah, I don't remember him.
It's pretty much Havel.
Yeah.
But
is he the one that's in Volcano Manor?
Havel?
No, the goat armor. Sitting in the Volcano Manor table. I don't know. Could be him. I feel like I remember the fight. No. But I always like the Rune-strewn precipice. It's just a fun climb up.
It's a small place for like a named place.
But it just keeps going.
Yeah.
It's small, but you just because it's basically one direction. You're just going up and up and up. But it's just enjoyable because you're like, once you get to the top, you're like, what did I just do?
Patches is there, so
so
Patches.
What would you put it as?
I put an A or B tier. Not like that B tier is bad. It's just compared to a lot of stuff that's on
Is this a thing that you remember a lot? I agree. Probably not, but I think a B tier is good. I like always going that way because you get good stuff.
To be honest, I've only actually really gone through there one playthrough just because I only need it to one playthrough.
Right.
Because the other way, I can just be like, oh, get this, up.
Right. I always like going there just to get items because it is like basically a mine. It's a little bit weird of a mine, but it is a mine. Rhea Lucaria Academy. I'm excited to talk about this one.
That's Magic Place, right?
Yes, Magic School.
I love and hate that place. There's only one reason I hate that place.
What is that?
Stupid magic stealing hug people.
Oh, yeah. Just that one little random area where they have a graveyard.
And they hug you. They take my mana.
Why is this
problem?
Graveyard inside the school and just here?
I mean, it makes creepy because it's meant to be. If I'm right, it's meant to be the dead wizards there.
That, or it's a practice ground for,
of course,
raising the dead. Ugh. Anyway,
but it makes sense what they're doing. They're taking your mana at a mana place.
Yeah. I honestly, I think this is one of my favorite areas always to run through because it's so different than most other places. To be honest,
though, for how big it is, it really doesn't feel that big. Because it feels like it's not straight, but it's a simple spiral.
Yeah, you are working up. Well, for the most part, unless you take the lift all the way to the bottom. I didn't know you could go all the way to the bottom until I was playing with you or I was.
Yeah, it was
crazy.
But there's that's how you can get to Volcano Manor quickly.
From that down below.
From the little
grab by that thing.
Yeah. You have to die by it though.
Yeah.
So it's annoying, but
I think this is one of the best places just for the aesthetics and the interesting things because things are a little different and the amount of magic that's in use compared to other places is just crazy. You're like, what am I about to run into? And then there's the puppets. The enemy choices are just so very
There's also randomly pots there.
Well, yeah, because they would be the ones that would enchant them suckers. Making those things come to life.
That's what happened?
I think.
I thought the pop people was just pop people and they were just existing.
No, because how do they continue to live? They stuff themselves with powerful
meat
from people. I mean, it's weird. I mean, they've got to be something that is created by.
I mean, there's only like one or two pop people there, though.
No, there's a whole thing when you get out to the little open area before the ball on the stairs. There's 4 or 5 right there in that spot.
Yeah, but there's also a crab there. So.
And then you can find also a hidden room where there's several pots and a pot pile.
Oh, okay.
Like hidden behind a secret entrance.
Because there's also a big pot dude as well.
Yeah.
What about crab was there?
I personally find this as an S tier place.
I'd say S tier or at least high A tier.
Okay. Is it all right if I put it at the bottom of S tier for now? I like it a lot.
I think it's a great place. It's just I've been through it so many times almost. Right. It just almost feels bad. But first time, I thought it was really cool.
Yeah. All right. Caelid itself. What do we say? It's hard, especially if you go into it accidentally early.
Yeah.
And you don't know what you're doing.
Personally,
yeah.
It's meh. There's a lot of stuff there that I think is really cool.
Right.
Like random giant skeleton heads. Just like, what's that?
Yeah.
What you got there?
Yeah. How and why? Like, what lived on this area? I mean, something that big, Caelid would feel like literally a plot of farmland at best.
Not even that.
The whole thing would be, barely.
Like, the entire place would be
so tiny compared to it being that big. It's crazy.
But, what else was there? Isn't there, like, an Erd tree that's, like...
There's 2 Erd trees in the area.
But it's not, like... No, I'm thinking of Volcano Manor. There's a burnt Erd tree. Volcano Manor.
With a putrid tree spirit or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. I mean... It's cool. Like, I get it. It's supposed to be a hard spot in the game.
But the aesthetic, the design, the ranking of it.
I really don't like the design.
See, and that's... I know. I'm kind of in this hard spot with you, too. It's...
Like, I like the area. It's just the design is just...
I appreciate things about the area.
It reminds me of Dark Souls 3 design.
But it feels dark and gloomy.
Yeah.
So it's not everything that I go, woo, let's go to Caelid. But it's also...
No one says that.
Yeah. Oh, I need to go do that, actually. I do need to go back to Caelid to do the boss fight in the Sorcerer's Town there.
Boss fight there? Oh, yeah, the weird...
Once you light all the 3 things, you can get to fight a little boss fight with some hunters or something.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about...
And it just opens the gate so you can access the whole area from your horseback.
I thought you were talking about the... weird soldier dude that summons people.
No.
He has the weird stick that boosts attack or something.
But he's in the middle of like rot.
Yeah, it's just annoying.
Area in the middle. And I appreciate it. I think it's actually designed well.
Yeah.
But it's a frustrating place.
Like it.
Right. So what do you do with that? Is it a B tier then?
I'd put low A tier.
Low A tier? Okay.
Because they did really well with making Caelid.
Because we go, I don't want to go there because we know what's there, but yet you find challenge there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you also go, there's not enough XP here to really justify coming in here except for the big dragon that you can go just farm over and over.
The thing is, I was bored one time, and I was like, I'm going to go to Caelid. I'm going to fight the dragon normally. So how you normally do it is you kill all the little dragons, and then it dies.
Really?
Yeah. You kill all the little dragons that are surrounding it, and they're dead.
And it dies?
Yeah.
Weird.
It's a stupid fight. I was just like, I wonder how you're supposed to kill this. I looked it up. I'm like, so I kill the babies. Big boy dies.
Right.
Okay.
So, Redmane Castle. So part of Caelid, but has the fight also in the back of it with...
Radahn.
Redmane
Castle is like a little area with a lift to Radahn.
Yeah. I actually skipped a whole bunch of the stuff because if you don't do certain things at the right time, there's a lot of things not entirely accessible, like doors that I've had opened before in previous gameplays, and I couldn't open this time.
Also, some people aren't there.
And you'll miss a boss fight if you don't go there early enough.
Yeah.
Because there's a boss fight before Radahn in the area where you're waiting for the festival.
It's like a 2v1 and then another 2v1.
Yeah, it's something weird.
Like,
I think you actually have help or something.
Yes.
Anyway.
Because that's how you get a legendary sword. It's the weird gravity giant sword.
Oh, that's sad. Anyway. Honestly, I'm kind of thinking C tier because the castle itself...
The boss fight's great.
Yeah, the boss fight's great, but the aesthetic of what's going on in the castle, there's not a whole lot of castle.
It's just kind of...
I think that's what you put is accurate. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Divine Tower of Caelid. What were you saying?
I hate it.
Okay. I agree. You're climbing around on the outside. The first time I ever did it, the amount of times I had to redo it over and over just because I would go the wrong way or that I wouldn't make quite the jump. Platforming in these kinds of games is not great anyway, and then you do this, and it's frustrating as all get out. And then once you get inside, there's a little bit more platforming, and then you have to fight Godskin Apostle and cry yourself to sleep if you're not ready for that.
If you don't have sleep pots or sleep arrows, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
those.
Yeah.
So when I want to do parkour, I want it to at least be aesthetically pleasing.
Right.
I want it to look nice,
and it's in
game. Yeah. So mark that off. Or I want it to not deal with 5 million enemies trying to shoot me off. Gotta mark that off because they're doing that there.
Yeah,
or they're trying to be annoying.
Times, yeah.
And make the loot at least useful. Not really.
Nothing that great that I remember.
The only thing that's useful there is the Great Rune, and
that's yeah.
I don't even remember what Rodon's Great Rune does.
I don't either. It's not good, I don't think.
Yeah,
it's hard because you get like the best Great Rune in the game from Stormveil because it just boosts all your stats. Just makes you better.
Good for early game.
Well, it's still just decent all around all the time because it's always just going to boost you to better. And it's like, okay, well, I mean, unless you literally have
level 300.
Yeah, if you have 99 and everything, then obviously that's not going to do much good unless it's just a percentage or something, which I don't know. So
boost certain stats by 5.
Yeah. Okay. So Divine Tower, Caleb, where is it?
D tier, maybe F tier. I'll be honest, hate that place.
I agree. I always go, I don't want to go over there. So let's put it F tier.
Like I'm trying. You could have just put a lift in there and had it go up to the boss fight, and I've been fine. I prefer that.
Well, I don't mind a puzzle because I do like the catacombs actually a lot, especially the puzzle catacombs. Even though they frustrate me, I like that concept. But that is not a fun puzzle because it's just ha 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 ha. You fell off, instant death. You have to come back. Sucks to suck. That's on the outside before you even make it inside.
Yeah.
And then the inside goes, ha 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 ha. There's a spot right here you have to jump, and also something might be shooting you.
Yeah.
Ha 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 ha. You died.
Might be.
It makes me mad. All right. Altus Plateau outside of the capital. It's open. It's pretty. There's lots of encampments of things. There's a dragon. There's a tree spirit.
There's Godric.
Again. No. Not Godric. It's the other one. Before him, the first thing you fight.
Oh yeah, whatever his name is.
No, that's actually inside the castle itself walls. Before you actually get into the full castle, it's kind of weird. But Altus Plateau, what do we think?
It's okay. I mean, it's pretty, but it just looks like Limgrave.
Yeah, C tier.
And Limgrave already did what it was wanting.
So C tier.
Yeah, C tier.
Okay, it's behind Redmane.
I think it's just
there's nothing special to it.
I mean, it got that little divot area. That's annoying because it's got Deathblight in it.
Right.
No one wants to deal with that.
So, Damanula Windmill Village with the crazy women that are all happy and fun until you walk up to them and then they go.
If you're fast enough, you can just walk past them.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes I've walked next to them. I'm like, what you doing? And then they're just like, ee!
Yeah.
And they just sit there. I'm just like.
But this is. The aesthetic of this area is here's windmills, here's a little thing on the edge of the Altus Plateau. And I don't know if they have that because I don't know if Altus Plateau also includes the whole tree forest area as well there. I think it probably does.
Guessing so.
Yeah, it's all right too. But it's actually, no, that place is terrible because it's got all the poison breathing things that Deathblight on you.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
They're even worse than
the
jumper frogs.
Because the snake people, they can eat you and then they inflict Deathblight, and then you die.
The snake people.
The big things with the long necks thing?
No, they spew maggots and crap on you and get you death-blighted.
I know. They can also eat you.
Oh, I have not experienced that this gameplay.
Don't.
Just don't.
Don't.
All right. Honestly, here's what I'm going to say. I think Damanula Windmill Village is S tier, and it might be, for me, the top of the thing.
Why?
Because
it's such a stupid place.
That's the point. It's everything about it is you walk up and go, they're laughing. What is going on here? And all of a sudden they all go, Mah! And it's just weird. There's nothing about it that's different except for the fact that everybody's happy until they're not.
Are they happy? Are they?
They seem to be happy. They're having a festival.
What is happening there?
And then they see you show up and be like, kill.
Is that a man? We don't like.
Are you okay if I put this as an S tier?
Bottom of S tier.
Okay, I'll allow it. I always, when I first, somebody told me about it because they had played it a little further ahead of me, and I was like, they go, just go find the windmills, and it's up north. I'm like, okay. And I got there, I'm like, what is going on here? Oh my gosh! And they're like, okay, this can't get any weirder. This can't get any more possessed. And then you fight a Godskin apostle at the end, and you're like, and that could be like your first time with one potentially. Like, and he stretches.
Yeah, he's the stretchy one.
He's the stretchy one. He's a skinny, stretchy one. And it's creepy. And I'm like, this is just so many layers of weird fun that I don't know what's going on. I
don't remember what items are there other than the Godskin Apostle.
That's just it. There's not any necessarily like great items. It's the aesthetic of what's going on in the area that just is so off. Like everything went weird here. All right, the Shaded Castle.
I love it.
Poison, crazy.
Only reason I like that place is because the final boss in that place.
Yeah.
But other than that, the place sucks.
Really?
Because what kind of enemies do you fight there?
I mean, it's the Claymen, it's the poison stuff. It's frustrating. It's the ones.
All of it is just annoying enemies. Because do you want to fight the rot chicks? Because they inflict rot there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
they have the perfumers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the perfumers.
There's so many things there. They just suck.
But that's just it. It's like a mini level that's challenging in a good way, but it's also hard and frustrating in a bad way. But it introduces you to things also that you find later on in the Halley Tree, the soldiers. That's like your first intro to them, and it's like almost a good training area. Right, you can find some in Kayla too. So there's this interesting thing of it's almost a training area to prepare you for what's to come. I've always enjoyed it because you go, I know at the end there's a good reward, but it's also this castle is really crazy weird. Like, who would build a castle here? And so it just stands out as disturbed.
I don't remember what, but behind the final boss, there's a picture of something.
Yeah, I can't remember. Oh, it's of Mikola.
Yeah.
Melina.
Something like that.
It's Melina. Blade of Mikola.
I've never known defeat.
Shaded Castle. Where do you put it?
I put it in B tier.
Wow.
Like, I love that boss.
High B tier?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that. I actually enjoyed it a little bit more, but I'm fine with the B tier.
I think it's a good place.
Yeah.
It just kind of sucks, but there's a decent amount of stuff. The final boss, that's what I like about it. Because I finally get to see the bell-bearing hunter, what they actually look like.
Right.
Because that's what it is.
Gotcha.
And then I get their weapon.
Oh no, here's our next one. Mount Gelmir. The mountain before Volcano. I'm going to say something right now.
Please don't tell me you like that place.
No.
Okay, good.
Because the problem with this place is the amount of ladders you have to actually climb to really truly access it, and how long you're on those is pointlessly stupid. It's aggravating. It makes sense in the lore and the gameplay, but it's boring.
There's just
and then up at the very freaking top of the place,
there's a big dude.
Is the star thingy bull? I don't know what it is. I don't think it's F tier, but I don't think it's good.
I just don't find it fun.
No,
like it's a very not aesthetically pleasing place.
Yeah.
It's really boring to go through. It's just like, oh, great. Now I have to go through this place to get to the next place.
Right.
And there's...
So, are we
what
both
can you say you like about that place?
Yeah, I agree. So, where are we at? Are we at...
I don't think it's as bad as the Divine Tower, but I'd say it's D tier, high F tier.
So let's put it D tier for now, and we can revisit. Is that fair?
Yeah,
because I agree. I'm definitely, it's easy D tier, but I don't know if it's F tier either. And I wrestle with that because it should be really cool because you kind of look at like out in the distance, like once you play the game, you go, I can climb that, but then you realize I have to climb that if I want to get to the cool place. Because our next one is Volcano Manor. Here's the thing. I don't like the red aesthetic places.
That's fair.
But Volcano Manor is something special because you are going through lots of secret passages and hidden traps and crazy, weird shenanigans constant.
The murder quest line.
Yeah.
Where you go and kill a bunch of people.
You have the Godskin Apostle in the church area thing.
The duo.
No, that's not here. That's for Missoula as the duo.
I thought it was you. That was the duo. Okay, good.
No, it's just the big.
Oh, yeah, it's the fat one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then what really always weirds me out is that's not actually the end of the area, even though it looks like it is.
Yeah.
And you jump out the window.
Just jump out a window
and jump onto some dried magma and keep going. And there's so much more to the whole area. Till you finally find, if you really want to, Rykard. I need to fight him, and I'm kind of nervous about that one.
I love that fight just because it's funny.
Yeah.
Like it's a Dark Souls 3 fight.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It's a gimmicky, fun fight. I honestly really like Volcano Manor, even though it has the snake men from Dark Souls 1 and 3.
To be honest, I don't really think they're that bad, other than when they stretch and just go.
They just take a good amount of hits whenever you come into there too early. And I was kind of impressed in a way. And I was like, oh, dang. Where do you rank it?
High A tier.
Yeah.
At the least.
Okay.
I think it's a really good place. I enjoyed it.
So we're in the same spot then.
There's not much I think they could add to it to make it better. I'll say that.
Right. Because it does, when you realize this is the crazy murder village people that go hand in hand with Domino the Windville village, it works aesthetically. Because the lava works.
Because there's also, I don't know, the lizard chick who's blonde. You start her in next to Garia Manor. The prawn guy, you buy the necklace from prawn guy, go back to her and give it to her.
Yeah.
And she gives you the invitation.
Oh, I need to go do the storyline for that girl.
Because she turns into a lizard.
Oh.
Spoiler alert, sorry.
It's fine. It's been out for several years now. So, yeah. Okay, no, I think we're in a good spot with Volcano Manor.
There's that, and that's one of the few places that, other than the pots, eating people think that eating people makes you stronger. Because that's how Rykard works. Someone ate Rykard, or Rykard ate someone. I don't know the complete lore. Then the weird chick that you talk to that stands next to the Crucible Knight, she goes down and starts eating him.
That's true. Yeah, it's creepy stuff. You're like, all right, this all makes sense in their lore.
Then you come back and
creepy.
The Crucible Knight kills you.
Yeah, he gets mad.
He's like, hey.
All right.
Hey.
So Deep Root Depths, you can get underneath the Elden Ring tree. I think aesthetically it's interesting.
Like that place for one area.
What?
Fia's deathbed quest.
Yes.
Because I enjoy that fight.
I don't enjoy the fight with her servant things.
No, that
spawns, but the dragon.
But the dragon, that's what I care about.
But because there's so much in this area. You have the roots that you have to drop down onto. Then you have to fight some ant stuff. And
there is an ant colony part.
Yeah, in there. And then you go into it looks almost like, it reminds me of Sekiro in the magic temple area that you finally make it to. Just very much like a magical place that's been run down over time. And you slowly work your way up to Fia's area.
Yeah.
I enjoy it too. I think it's an interesting place and just have fun because it's just like, oh, this is really weird being underneath the roots literally of, because we've seen roots before, but not this.
Go to Fia's area and you actually look on what that is, it's the guy that died, that was killed by the Black Knights.
Right.
The main guy that everyone is talking about.
Right.
And that's him.
We see his face though down underneath Stormvale Castle too. Yeah. It's creepy. Like, how big is this blob of what's left of him? It's really weird.
He's something.
Looks... So where do you want to rate it?
I put it in A tier.
Okay.
Because I don't think it's the best place.
Okay. So Caelid.
Yeah, above Caelid.
Okay. So cool. Noxtella, the Eternal City as well. I'll be honest, I think it's just like Nokron to me is we do have the Ant Rider people.
I don't remember the difference, to be honest.
We have the Ant Riders with more mimic tiers. The people you talked about that had the whips that would really just wreck you. Yeah, but it has
It was good.
underneath that area you have the another giant lady that passed away on a throne, and you have to fight a dragon's
That place was
kin apostle or
to at least
soldier.
see that.
Yeah, it's like everything about that is just
who's that?
Yeah,
who is the big person?
The aesthetics of the area are crazy. So is it okay for S tier?
Yeah.
Even if you don't like some of those.
I don't like the enemies, but still, it's a good place.
I love the.
Has my favorite enemy, the ball.
Yeah, the magic ball that just follows you and tries to hit you. That cracks me up. But if you do like the heavy shields and just hold them, it'll just bounce off of you.
Oh, really?
I think so. Yes.
Okay, I have to try that.
Yeah, I don't ever use them, so I don't know. Yeah.
Something that we might have to argue about right now.
We might. Lake of Rot. So we're talking about the massive. Thought a poison swamp was bad. Let's go to the whole next level of it.
It's not even swamp, because swamps you can at least relatively. There's land.
Yeah, there's
like
a few
rot.
pieces of land if you activate things.
Yeah,
and then that's
but
about
you're
it.
still gonna get rot in between those spots.
Yeah, and that was one thing. Like if you come prepared for it with heavy scarlet rot things, the toxic.
How do you know if you're okay? So if you're going through the first time, how do you know what's happening?
Well, I mean, if you've visited Caelid at all, you know what scarlet rot to some extent is. But eventually, later on, you can find before you get to this place.
Because to get to this place, you have to go through. I think it's Noxtella or Nocron, one of the two.
It might be
because you don't even know you're actually going into a rot area.
Yeah,
you're just going. There's two to left you have to go down. One, then the next one, and then it slowly starts getting more red.
Yeah,
and you open up and it's like, where am I?
Oh crap!
What happened?
I personally love the crazy sauceness of it. That Miyazaki went that insane to do that. It's frustrating as all get out, but yet it's so different than anywhere, even than Caelid, because Caelid has the poison swamp area, but this puts it on a whole nother level of insane.
Because it's a huge area.
Yeah. Do I enjoy going through it? No. But also, no, it's the toxic mushroom armor set where you have mushrooms on you.
Yeah.
It makes you pretty
but
crazy
resistant.
resistant.
You don't get that till Haligtree. That's where you get it, Haligtree.
No.
Yeah.
No. Look that up.
That's where I think
you're so full of crap.
What do you mean?
Boy, no way. Because I had it before then. Because you get the headpiece in the Scarlet Rot place. The mushroom set. Where's it come from? Where's it come from?
Oh, in the Lake of Rot.
The crown is Lake of Rot. That's what I just told you. The rest of the set is found in Seathwater Cave in a Cattern. Where's Seathwater Cave? Where's Seathwater Cave? Click on it. Click on it. Come on. Where's it at? Give us the link.
Mount Gelmer. So
you have to go the mountain?
The lava place, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. See?
So you have to go to through the Lake of Rot to get it.
Not Mount Gelmer.
No, but to get the rest of the piece.
Well, it's because it's actually really easy to get.
Okay.
It's super easy.
The place sucks.
I got it just to have it so then I could resist a little better, and it was kind of fun. And you're like, okay, cool. But it is funny that, yeah, the piece that helps you resist the most for the head piece is in there.
I still hate the place.
Okay, so where are you at with it?
I'm putting it in D tier.
D tier, wow.
I despise that place.
See, I think...
You're going to put it in S tier because you're
no,
like, oh, I like this place.
I don't think it's as bad as D tier. I could make a case for C tier pretty easily. It's more memorable to me than Round Table Hold.
Yeah, but it's Round Table Hold. It's meh.
Yeah.
It's just there for
Do you remember Lake of Rot more than Redmane Castle?
What's Redmane Castle again?
Exactly. That's my point.
I don't hardly remember Lake of Rot until you brought it up to me today. Because you're like, hey, I have to go to this cool place. What is it? The Lake of Rot. Oh.
Can we at least say bottom of C tier then?
I'll put high D tier.
High D tier. All right. I'll think about that. That might make me adjust something. But Moonlight Altar. So above Lerny of the Lake, when you finally finish most of Ronnie's quest, and you have to fight her dragon.
Oh, the weird place where you partially go underground.
Eventually, yes, to do a wedding ceremony with her.
I get the Moonlight Dark Souls 1.
Yeah.
Gotta marry my wife.
There's a few things up there. There's a weird Everjail fight and a weird hunt the giant turtles mission that you have to do, like jump through the air to hit it.
Go around.
Yeah, it's massive. So it's like there's actually not a lot happening in the area, but it's beautiful because it's got the magic stuff.
Also, the dragon gets stronger.
Yes. Honestly, I love the place.
It's also one of the few places where you can get a lot of the mana regeneration shards.
Oh, the starlight shards or whatever? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, honestly, I'm willing to put it up pretty high, like an A tier or something. But
I put it in high B tier.
Okay.
Just because I don't think there's much
there's nothing there.
Use for it.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot there.
I get why it's there.
But it is cool because it's almost like this peaceful way to say you did it, you made it, but yet there's a
peaceful way. Anyway, here's a dragon.
Yeah. There are still things to fight.
Remember that dragon you were fighting? Well, it's back home.
So, Lindell Royal Capital. I'll be honest.
I really like that place, to be honest.
I like it too, but I don't think it's as good as Stormvale. Stormvale, I remember always, and going through it, I just enjoy it because Lindell, it feels like there's disconnects at times with the place because you literally have to run up the dragon.
What about the boat people?
What is wrong with you? What about the bubble people? The bubble people are the things that, when I get to the Halley Tree, always knock me off trying to get into the Halley Tree. And the bubble people are just obnoxious in the capital because they're stupid.
Funny.
Bubble people. Stupid.
And that's how I feel about your stupid windmill place, okay? See what I'm saying?
Fair. Okay, but it just feels disconnected at times because there's access points to things, but it's like one access point in a weird way. Like the fact that you have to run up part of the dragon to access the actual rest of the area ticks me off. Like there's no other way to get up there. There should be a ladder. There should be a lift.
Or doors or something.
Something. Stairs. And we literally have to access the actual next areas moving on by running up a dragon.
Yeah, but it's kind of cool. You get to run up a dragon. When you ever got to run up a dragon?
Yes. Does it make sense with level design as far as how to access things? So now I have a question.
Okay,
how did Jimmy get up there before the dragon got frozen?
Have you seen all the doors that are closed that you can't go through, Cody?
Apparently they have some epic keys, and we don't. We have the swords and scythes and hammers that can literally kill in the game gods, and we come to a wooden door. Go, can't open.
So you're telling me going up a dragon doesn't make sense, but getting eaten by a giant snake man in Dark Souls 1 and being dragged to the pits of hell does make sense?
What are you talking about? What?
The weird guy with the mustache? The mustache?
The Mustangs. The Mustangs.
The mustache. In Dark Souls 1, he's right there, and he's got teeth, big teeth, smiley teeth. Takes you down to the final boss fight.
Oh, Frompt.
Yeah, that makes sense. And that makes sense.
I mean, it's not entirely no, but it's weird. But he talks to you, and it's
not. I don't like when he talks to me.
It makes sense that we don't have easy access to that place. It's a capital where everybody's supposed to be able to do certain things and access certain areas if you have the permission. And
I mean, it's a broken down capital with a giant dragon on top of it, with a giant bolt of whatever it is.
A broken down capital that still has people that apparently are in charge of things and running things. That's what doesn't make sense.
Because it doesn't make sense.
That's because you still fight somebody that shows up with the cane Morgoth or whatever. Who is it at the Elden Tree?
Market.
When you first get there,
I don't know.
Right? Apparently he's in charge. He can command people. Like, what's going on? I don't understand what's going on. It's a beautiful place.
I like it,
but it frustrates me.
For 2 boss fights. One, because one of them is really easy. The other one, because I'm fighting a god killer. The easy one is, well, you know who he is.
I think you're
the magic boy.
You're not talking about the right thing yet. Because that's in the Ashen Capital.
No, it's Ashen Capital.
Yeah, he shows up at the end.
Lindell Royal Capital. I thought Ashen Capital.
Ashen is whenever you come back after you burn it from the giant's place.
Okay, never mind. Oh, then Lindell Royal Capital sucks. Other than the bubble. Other than bubble people, I like the bubble people because they're funny.
The royal, yeah, they're funny to see, and actually getting their summons at the Howling Tree are hilarious. I always level them up just because they're.
Have
funny.
You gotten their armor? You can get their armor.
Sometimes I think I'd have to check one of my other people. So, where would you put the royal capital? Because it's not that it's bad.
I think it's design-wise, it's nice, but useless. Meh.
Yes, it's massive, and I like that. Like you get every kind of aesthetic you want. Dungeons in the bottom.
No, those don't count in this because
because they're more. They're separate. Yeah. I'd say B tier.
Yeah, I'd say that.
Around the Shaded Castle, maybe.
Yeah.
It's whatever. Subterranean Shutting Grounds is underneath the capital.
To be honest,
it's lots of poison and frustrating plants, but that's me.
I mean, dung eaters there, but
yeah,
that's about it.
And some lobsters occasionally, like 2,
and some weird parkour.
Yes,
it's okay. I'd say C tier. This guy's average.
Yeah,
just there.
I agree.
Oh, my favorite place.
Friendly's Flame Proscription.
It's like the Vine Tower of Caleb, but better.
Yeah, so after you make it through the Subterranean Shutting Grounds, you can keep going. And then you have to do this parkour stuff to make it down for an extra ending.
It's one of the few endings that you cannot undo.
This is the way... No, you can.
Like, okay.
But it's hard.
Sorry, not undo, but not... Because if you do other quest lines, you can choose their ending. Frenzied Flame, you cannot.
Yeah.
Frenzied Flame, if you got Frenzied Flame, whoop.
Yeah, you literally have to go get the
look
unalloyed something or other from
Nicholas Needle.
Yeah.
One thing that upset me about it is like, sorry, I tried to save you so you wouldn't kill yourself, and now I can stab this needle in me and be okay, and you're still mad at me?
Yes. So this area actually gets you to the Deep Root area too at the very end. The Deep Root depths can actually access from this place. I forgot about that because that's where it poops you out at if you keep going. But I personally don't like it because the parkour place just there's times where I failed so badly and then went crud. I have to redo this and it's just boring. I
understand that the parkour sucked. Like
that part just annoyed me.
Elden Ring is a better parkour game than any of the others that I can think of.
That is true
because it's a manual jump button.
Yes, you actually control the jump. That's fair. Is it good? I'm of the opinion that it's a D tier place, but I'll let you.
D tier, really?
Yes.
I really enjoy this place because I enjoy all the lore that's there.
Of all the merchants that are dead.
Yeah.
And
like just the lore of the 3 fingers.
You mean the 2 fingers?
No, it's 3. Frenzy Flame is 3.
Oh, that's right. There's 3. Yeah. That part is cool once you make it down there, but it making it down there is just annoying.
That's fair. I say B tier.
Wow. Can we meet in the middle and do a C?
Yeah, I can do that. Okay. I just enjoy the place because it's fun, and just I enjoy Frenzy Flame just because.
Yeah. And I've done that ending, and I liked it because it was funny to see. But
I think it's probably my favorite ending design-wise.
Right.
Because I do enjoy getting married to
Ronnie.
Yeah,
that was fun. Just that whole quest line is crazy. Okay, Mountaintops of the Giants.
I'm trying to think of... So is that the entire Mountaintops of the Giants?
Basically everything except for the
right side, right?
Yeah, the left piece.
Okay, so it's the right side.
Yeah. And you get to fight. I hate the fire giant in a way, just because he annoys me and he just has crazy AoE fight attack sometimes. Yeah, but
there's also a dragon fight there.
I really like that whole area.
I don't like the dragon fight.
Oh, the ghost dragon thing on the lake.
It's the lake, but it's not even a ghost.
It's just the fog. Is what I mean.
Yeah, it's just annoying.
Yeah,
it's just like I can't.
I guess I used spells, so then I just locked on and went to town, so it was pretty easy.
One thing that's there that's really interesting is the giant invisible bridge to get into one of the towers.
Yeah. Oh, that annoyed me the first time when I was trying to figure it out.
I was like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, how do I get there? And
go over there.
Boatman and Bird are here.
Oh, Boatman, or I don't know if it's Boatman, but next to Boatman gives one of my favorite weapons.
What?
It's like... It's a really weird name, but it's a intellect strength weapon.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know.
It's pretty much the Onyx Blade from Dark Souls 3.
Never mind, I don't know what it is. I thought I did.
But it's so you swing it like the Onyx Blade and it becomes Black Flame. And then you have pretty much the Onyx Blade from Dark Souls 3.
Okay, that's cool.
That's why I like it so much. But
where would you rank it? Because I really enjoy the place. I think it's a lot of fun.
I'd say B tier.
B tier?
Like, not bad. I think it's a decent place.
Okay.
I wouldn't say A tier.
Okay.
But
I think I can argue more for A tier for the next part of it. Castle Soul is inside there, and it's a smaller castle, but yet it has a really good boss fight. It has a really just...
I hated that boss fight.
It's better than Red Mane Castle. Well, it's more of a test of what have you learned?
What have I learned?
Are you capable?
What have I learned? I learned that you're playing Dark Souls 2 and summoning a bunch of enemies that are annoying.
Yes, but you can summon yourself, so you can make it semi-even of a fight.
I like the boss, the boss, how he works, but when he summons things, but the boss, it reminds me of Dark Souls 3. No, I'm saying that a lot, but the first boss fight, not him, but when you fight him again. Because that's kind of how he fights.
Yeah. That's interesting. And you kind of almost fought him before, actually, out in Caelid.
Yeah.
It's basically him.
Weaker.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the same,
Yeah, little different, a little bit more movement around because you could ride on a horse. So
then, if I'm right, in Castle Soul, is that the place where there's a giant minigun dude at the top? And just kind of go...
No. I don't think so. No. Maybe. There's something sniping you on the rooftops, I do think, yeah. Yeah, there is. But it's not like a minigun or anything. I think it's at least an A-tier place to me, but...
I say it's B tier just because I don't feel like there's...
Okay.
The only part I really remember is the boss fight is just because I can get the other part of the medallion.
Yeah.
Because that's the only reason I actually want to go there.
That's true. Okay. So
because I also use his foot as a fist weapon.
Right. The leftmost place of this Consecration Snowfield to get to the Hallowed Tree.
Dungeon.
The puzzle of the ghost assassins and the...
No. Not dungeon.
The weapon area with the dragon crazy sauce and the ice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The little cave.
I love this place. The snow is awesome. It's tough. It's
I don't
hard.
like that the turtle is fake and wants to kill me.
Yeah, and the castle thing in here, if memory serves, will literally rain down one of the most powerful spells ever. It's like massive comets, and it's crazy strong. And there's just randomly strong things in this area. And I think it has 2 Knight Riders together.
Yes, that's where you get the armor.
I'll be honest, I think it's S tier to me.
I gotta put it there, yeah.
Because
I really enjoy the area.
I think it's just really cool.
Probably the most annoying part is the beginning, because you can't see anything.
Right.
And you're just like, where am I going?
Yeah. Oh, I agree. Because at first you're like, "What? Why would I even enjoy this place?" And then you realize it opens up and gives you so much more. It's so cool.
I like how it's just like, because you're used to the turtle, that's what I call them, just the turtle buildings being nice. And you just be like, oh, I hit them, and they come down.
Right.
Not this one.
Right.
It doesn't matter. It still hurts you.
Yep. And
you can't get inside it.
The puzzle area of trying to light stuff while there's invisible Black Knife assassins is frustrating, but also really interesting.
And then the archers on top.
Yeah. I mean, it's an intense place. It will test you, but it's getting you ready for what's about to happen. Yeah. The next place you go. So Mogwin Palace underground. This is the ultimate farming area.
Yeah. To be honest, the boss fight's not even that, when I fight the boss fight, I'm using bleed to fight the god of blood.
And it works.
Yeah, it's super strong against him. That's what he's weak to.
So let's just go. How would you rate it? Because it's a small area. I'm not a huge fan of it, but at the same time...
I like that I get to kill the blood dude.
Yes, the guy that you've been working for a while-ish. Yeah.
Working for, waiting to kill, sure.
Yes. So what do you rank it at?
It's okay.
I'd say it's a B tier easily.
Yeah, I say B tier.
Okay.
It's just the only thing that it's useful for is the farming spot.
Yeah, really.
His spear is good, but...
Right. So we have 4 left that are the main ones here.
One of my favorite places, actually.
Crumbling Farm Missoula. You like it?
I love that place.
Really?
Because of the boss fight. Both boss fights there. The secret one and the other one.
So I'll have to just give a few thoughts here.
Parkour there sucks.
I hate the place at times because of the parkour. The Beastmen sometimes just frustrate
just throwing their little spinny things at you.
The Godskin Apostle duo fight is really frustratingly stupid unless you do sleep, obviously.
Either you do sleep, so even if you summon someone.
Even if you summon and you
they're programmed
cast spells.
To if you're casting a spell, drinking a flask or anything like that, they attack you. Like they throw a fireball at you. Yeah. It's just like it's good programming. It's annoying, but
right. So I'm kind of willing to let you go on this because there's a lot of it that I enjoy running through, but there's parts where it just annoys me, and I don't know how to feel about it right now.
The reason I'd say it's either high A tier or low S tier, just because the 2 boss fights, I believe those carry that area.
Yeah, Placidusix by itself carries everything,
and not even that. I think what's his name? The stab.
Oh, the Dark Beast thing. Yeah. Oh, Malekith or whatever.
Malekith.
Woo!
I say he even carries that area.
Can we put him at high A tier?
I can do that. Yeah.
I agree.
I just love both of those fights.
Yeah.
One, they're both hard and challenging.
Yeah.
But they're both really good. Design-wise, attack-wise. Yep. Malekith was an amazing boss fight. He didn't just, like most bosses, they just in that area. Malekith used the area. Like, he jumped on the pillars.
Now, keep in mind, we're talking about boss fight there, though. But like the aesthetic of the place and what we're seeing here. Yeah, I get it though, because especially like the aesthetics of the place feel broken down, but somehow still in the air. Like there's something magical that's keeping it. But when you go to Placidusix, you're seeing it in the past and really gives you that full glimpse of what this really was. And it's neat exploring such an odd place. So last of our 3, Lindell, Ashen Capital. So the capital now covered in ash from the Elden Tree being burned. Personally,
it's an okay place. I just like the bosses there.
Well, let's just keep in mind the place.
No, I know that. Right. I'm just saying the place is meh. There's not much there.
Let's really focus on that, because this reminds me of Dark Souls 3. Our biggest complaint all the time was, and the good thing about this place is it's not everywhere. It's just ash in the game, but it makes me just feel like Dark Souls 3 again, where ash is everywhere.
Fight, what's his face?
Well, just even especially the DLC area.
That's what I meant. Like when you fight,
you go through that, and you're like
at the very end, it's
ash everywhere, and it's just boring. Like I find myself just kind of bored in a way because it's so much smaller now because everything's covered. Yeah, and you're just kind of getting a few.
You can't get a weapon there if you don't.
Yeah, if you don't get it initially back in the original. So, I'd say it's like C tier. Yeah. Somewhere with like Redmane Castle and stuff. Yeah. Mikola's Hallig Tree. So the outer edges of the Hallig Tree itself. So we're headed towards Melena, but we're on the outside edge. I have fallen off that so many times because of the bubble dipsticks.
I hate the place.
I hate the tree.
Because there's ants there. There's funny bubble people.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of that. It's just meh.
Are we a D tier? Easily?
High D tier, low A tier, not A tier, C tier. Sorry.
Okay, high D tier. Okay.
I could go for middle D tier even.
How does it look though? Like honestly,
I think it looks nice. Yeah, I think it's a great design.
The design is really cool.
It's just the area,
but I don't ever find myself enjoying it because
like I can't just look and just
hardcore. Yeah, that right there.
I can't look.
You can't look. All right,
I don't have time.
High D, because you can't look.
Because you don't have to deal with everything, and I'm just pretty much when I'm there, I'm just trying to run through and be done.
You can like pause and look right when you spawn, because you're safe for right there. But once you start in it all, there's no time to just look around and realize like how far you've gone into the tree.
Because you have to go through the first root parts, and then those weird like houses things that are there.
Yeah, that at least gets easier because at least some fighting area containment.
And that's where you fight the one magic chick that's on the horse.
Yes. Yeah. So then once we get inside, we have Elfale, Brace of the Hallig Tree, and we're headed to Melena even more so. And so you're still on some parts of the tree, but you're actually in more buildings and actual parts of almost feels like a capital in a way.
To be honest though, still, I really don't like that area. I just don't find it enjoyable.
It feels similar to other things we've seen because there's a lot of Scarlet Rot later on.
There's poison.
You see some poison. You see, troopers in that area that are basically the same as other troopers
There's one
you
of the tree
fought
people
throughout the game.
There's 3 people on the bridge there.
But they're like the troopers are just stronger versions, but they have and with different coats, but they're the same thing. And then you have actual Melena's troopers that are Chungus's that they'll take you out. I enjoy some parts of it, but it's not a place that I ever. Oh, and sometimes they even have those crazy bug snake things that summon the swords, or the like little dagger tips that are in Caelid all the time, that slither around like they look like big white bugs. They're magic casters.
It's probably something I've seen, but still.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. Where you accidentally get trapped and sent to Caelid in the mining tunnels.
Oh,
Yep. You know exactly. And so, like, I hate seeing them, but at the same time, like, it gives you this, like, oh my gosh, this is like the most serious of the places that we've ever been in a way.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
I'd say it's a B tier, maybe.
Yeah, I could say B tier.
B.
It's just not something I would enjoy going through again.
Yeah.
Like, I go there if I need to go there. Like,
I always go to get to Melina to see it.
That's it.
Experience the fight again. But it is a frustrating spot. So we have 2 last things we're going to cover here.
And Ray Lucario has already been done. So.
It's okay. They can't even see it. So basically, and we'll just try to do it quickly. First off, mines and then catacombs. So mines are strewn throughout the game. The idea to get upgrade materials.
Yeah. Upgrade materials, weapons,
and you often see the miners that are in there that are really interesting. That reminds me, I need to go and get.
There's certain miners that if you attack with fire damage, they explode.
Yeah. So I always enjoy going into them because you're looking for a thing, but there's very few of them that are like aesthetically pleasing, in a way.
Yeah. Very few that are useful.
Yeah, it's just you're looking for the resources, and then that's your whole point, and get out. So I would always just rank them.
Because there's also a lot of them that are dark. Like you have to use a lantern.
You have to have a lantern of some sort. I'd rank it as C tier of some sort pretty easily. Fair.
There's really only a few of them that I enjoy going through.
Right.
Like that, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna try and go through this.
Right. There's one mine that is blocked by several in like. You think it's the end, but then you whack the wall, and it's actually just keeps going.
Oh yeah, the one that just has like
4 or 5 of them or more.
Because it has 2 items there,
and
it's 2 armor pieces that increases your jump attack.
Yeah, and towards the middle or end of it, you find one of the stell bugs that's just hanging out, dangling from the ceiling, and you can actually access that same bug from 2 separate caves. Mm-hmm. And see that experience. I guess we could put caves as a separate thing too, but honestly, caves are just boring most of the time. There's very few exceptions, like the one you were talking about with the dragon in the ice, but it's super different than all the rest. So
that's still my favorite.
Yeah,
about that one,
and we rated it with this consecration snowfield. So we'll just keep those out of it. But yeah, so C tier with the mines, but catacombs. Catacombs are, here's a burial plot that either has skeletons, guaranteed just about everyone has an imp of some sort somewhere.
Mm-hmm. And what I like about catacombs compared to caves is there's puzzles in it. Like there's actual puzzles in it. Caves
like
you just go
to actually have
catacombs.
Either a catacomb will just be a straightforward thing for the first couple you do, or it will have something specific that's kind of off.
Yeah.
And it may not be quite puzzle-ish, but it's on that edge, and then it straight up is just, here's puzzle. Or there's a few, like 2 or 3 of them, that literally will rebuild the same area, and you'll go through
It's just like 3 different layers of them.
Yeah. One of them, you fall through a gap, and you think you're in the same spot and realize when you fall in, and you have to do it several times, you're not. You're actually in a different area, and they're trying to trick you. The other one that I remember is there's teleporter traps and chests that intentionally teleport you to.
Know. That one was fun, but annoying.
Right, and that's the thing. They're annoying.
The teleport one, that one really messes you up.
Yes. Because you can't hardly tell.
Yeah.
And the enemies they'll even put bodies on the floor to make it look like you already had been there because they assumed that you had destroyed and defeated the stuff that was supposed to be there. Like, it's clever. And I appreciate the detail in these things that aesthetically just makes you go, am I going crazy? I would say for me, they're an A tier quite often.
I can say that.
And I always enjoy going into the catacombs for some reason.
Some of the other catacombs, the ones with the... it was pretty much a boss fight, and I think it was Dark Souls 2, the wheel thing. The chariots.
Wheel thing.
Chariots.
Okay. I don't remember what you're talking about.
How can you not remember the chariots?
So which catacomb is this?
Multiple.
Oh, just the chariots that are in them.
Yeah.
Oh, see, those are the only things that I would say keep it from S tier, actually, to me, because they annoy me. They just...
You just have to get into the spot, and what I like about them is certain ones can't be destroyed. You just have to figure out how.
Right.
Because one of them is you shoot pots, and they fall down and destroy it.
That's true. I love that dungeon just because you actually can destroy them.
Another one is you have a pillar go up, and it runs into it, and it dies.
Right.
Another one,
so
you can actually jump on it and ride it down.
Yes. I ran through one of those, though. Yes, I think it is. And you had to figure out this light puzzle.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. You have to bring the
light
into the light.
It's not that. That's a fun version of the light puzzle. Because when you can make the imps be able to be hit and damaged. It changes whether the chariots can go past or not, I think.
Oh.
And it's crazy. So frustrating. It was super interesting, but also or it would not let them spawn. It was something weird. It was very interesting because I never quite figured it out, even though I finished the whole dungeon and got to the end and got the boss fight and everything. But I was like, I don't know exactly what I caused to happen here. Whereas the imp dungeon catacomb is really interesting because it's like, here's
some dudes that are going to attack you, but you can't do anything about it.
And it steps into the light and then turns to normal color, and you're like,
Because I think somewhere in it, it shows an imp in the light or walking into the light, and then it turns.
Yeah, they intentionally set it up so you can observe it. And then
because it's not at the beginning, it just throws it at you.
Yeah,
it's just like, hey, guess what?
It's in a point like halfway through that one, and you're like, wait, what is this?
That's how that works.
So I think it's easy. A high A tier is the catacombs are so fascinating because they just throw so many different things, and the aesthetics are often the same, but they're different.
Yeah, because unlike the caves, always feel the same to me.
Yeah. There's only one or two caves that are different where they have actual roots in the cave that kind of gives a little bit of change, but it's like, here's another cave with barrels and rocks, and yay! There's not a whole lot of change at times.
Because there's only a few caves, and there's only really one cave that I can think of, and it's the one that I like. That's not
very different
cave.
Well, there are some caves like the crystal caves.
Yeah, there's a few crystal ones.
Those are really pretty, but it's so rare and far between. It's like, if we were rate caves separately, they would be a whole thing, but. I think this is a good spot. Is there anything else you want to say on changes? I'm overall pretty happy.
I think everything's pretty good, other than the windmill village. But
yeah, my boy, windmills.
I hate that place.
It just stands out to me because it's memorable. You'll never forget that place because especially if you just stop and listen to them for 3 or 4 seconds.
I don't want to stop and listen.
I don't know what happened in this village. But something went wrong. But the big question here is this. Do you agree with our assessments of the areas of Elden Ring as we get closer and closer to the release of a DLC finally?
And if you disagree with the Divine Tower of Caelid, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Unless you think it's lower.
If somebody's watching this and actually goes, actually, that is S tier because I did it on my first try, I'm like, cool, I'm proud of you. I don't care. It's boring, and I hate climbing those stupid... it's Mount Gelmer with extra steps.
I'm okay with down parkour because it's easier. Up parkour?
Yeah. Up parkour is boring because it just means mostly climbing
because you can
ladders.
Jump, and it'll be like, oh, you think you're going to make that, but you're not.
Yeah. But then, do you remember that one jump in Ray Lucaria on those rooftops? That it looks like it's crazy massive gap? and you can make it, and that's
Oh,
how
the
you
one
get
that I
a
thought
special
didn't
item.
exist?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was
I
weird.
think that would have been it for that. And it's like, no, you can jump that and do it. And it's not actually that hard. It just looks crazy hard.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still impressed to this day about that. That's the other thing about Raya Lucaria. It has some of the most beautiful aesthetics. It's like Round Table Hold, but brighter.
Just like Round Table Hold, but better.
So much better. Because it actually, like, you can see some of the things and you get to experience this beauty of this area. And also then you stop to realize, like, I'm pretty sure I just invaded this whole place and it's just messed up. Like, the logic sometimes in the game is so funny when you stop to think about it. Let's pause there, though.
The child that's eating my shoe.
Oh, yeah. At the very end for the boss fight. Yeah. But anyway, let us know if you agree with our rankings on these things, or if there's more that you would adjust, or if we forgot something, and we'll try to at least include it or talk about it separately or something. I don't know. But thank you so much for hanging out with us, and this has been a really good conversation to just work through, because holy cow, we just rated basically all the places from Elden Ring, and wow. Massive. As a side note, I just forgot, the catacombs sometimes are heroes' graves. That's why some of those have the chariots, because often I think it's the heroes' graves that have the like they're the bigger catacombs.
Yeah.
Upgrade catacomb. Like,
Definitely.
gosh. But yeah, thank you so much, and like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for hanging out with us. Take care, y'all, and we will talk to you later.